I used to tell my daughter that about you, someone should not come and tell me. About you, you should tell yourself. You want to tell anything, parents? Parents, keep the channels open, don't close open. You may not like it at times. Many times, actually, you don't like it, okay? But allow them to talk to you. And explain to them in case you are not happy, why. Children are very logical. They understand why you cannot accept. And when you accept with your conditions, please keep the channel open. You should not make them get scared. I'm scared to tell my mother means there's something is gone wrong. Don't do that. Parents, keep the channels open. Children, even though mother scolds you, but still you have to talk to her, because that is the only, everything in this life has a price. Anything, including this bottle, everything has a price, except mother's love. It is the one thing which is priceless, which is unconditional. Which is unconditional. She may get upset now. After 5 minutes, she'll be all right. Mothers, don't get upset. Even though you are upset, don't show at that moment. You cool down and accept it. Don't show you are very upset and crying, beating. Don't do that. First you listen. If you are upset, okay, better I'll talk to you after half an hour. By half an hour, you also cool down. Because it's very natural when you are young, you get upset. At my age, I don't get upset because my age is also an advantage. So, please don't show you are upset. Talk to them. If you are upset, talk after half an hour. After half an hour, you'll be normal. My child came and told me, Amma, in our school there is a birthday party. I think there's a birthday party in a big way, I suppose, nowadays. There's a birthday party, my friend's house, they take us to some 5-star restaurant. Some well-off parents can take. There's nothing wrong, because everybody has their way of doing birthdays. There's nothing, I will comment on that, going to 5-star hotel is less or not good or nothing of that sort. That is their parents' wish. He went once, I think his classmate's birthday was there. And my child, Rohan, my son, went to birthday party, came and said, Amma, it was so good. And my birthday, I want to take. I said, no, Bill, you can't take. He said, why? I said, Rohan, please remember, how much it will cost? Let us talk about it. Each child, let us take 1,000 rupees. You call about 50 people, your class. How much it costs? 50 into 1,000 is how much? 50,000 rupees. He said, Rohan, please remember, I told there was a person who used to come and drive our car. I said, he has 2 children. They are as bright as you are. Okay? Their school fees are probably in those days 10,000. If you give 20,000 to them, they can go to a better school, beta. For your birthday, I'm not denying you should not do, etc. I will buy samosa. Okay? I will buy samosa and rasna packet. Or nimbu sharbat, something. No, mango or drink was there. What is that? Maza, not maza. Fruity. Yeah. Fruity in those days. I'm talking about 25 years back. So I will spend for 50 children plus our driver's children, everyone, altogether this much money. More than that, I think you should not spend, because what you are doing is wrong according to me. Those 2 children will not go to school, whereas you spend 50,000. And he didn't like it. What I said, he didn't like it. He said, oh, you always give me hishob. That means you always give me plus, minus, always a balance sheet. I said, think over it. I will give you 3 days time. And after 3 days, he came back and said, okay, I agree, but along with samosa, you should give us one gulab jamun or something. I said, fine. Okay? So I told, and in front of him, I gave 10,000 to our driver's children in front, through his hand. I said, Bill, from your account, there is a 50,000 rupees. Out of that, this is the way you have spent. This much money is left, and this you should give it to some good cause. And I used to take my children, when I wash vessels, I used to take my children to wipe them. You have to take your children. Fortunately, I had a job like this, where I go to Lambani tribal area, etc. I used to take my children. Come with me. I can show you they are very good children there. They don't have an opportunity. Is it not your duty? So I used to tell me, you make me so guilty, Amma, to spend any money. And today, because every time he'll bring one case like that. So today he says, Amma, what you did was a fantastic education, that when we spend so much money, we never think of someone else. And that sense of caring for others, For example, we have a cook, and cook always gets food. So the cooks normally used to eat in the kitchen. I told one day, Rohan, I was talking about equality in life or some topic. When they become 14, 16, I treated them like adult. Just like adult. At least after 14 boys, after 16, girls also 13 only have to do now, 1 year early. I treated them like adults, and we'll have a conversation on a dining table. I talked about equality, and I was talking about slavery in America. Equality is so important in life. Then he said, Amma, if that is equality, will our drivers, will our cook eat on the same table as ours? For a minute, I never thought about it. I said, yeah, why not? And he made it a point, our cooks eat at the same dinner table. But our cooks are hesitating. No, we don't want to eat. Then, I made a samjhota. Like, you can eat after we eat. If you feel like eating, no, you don't want to eat with us, at least use the dining table and eat on the dining table. It may be a small move, but that made a lot of awareness for my children, equality in life. When he was in our Cornell school, Ron's birthday came, and I was thinking he was abroad in those days, what he will do. I would have been unhappy. This is my subjective opinion. If he spends so much money on a birthday, which comes every year, why waste that kind of money? It is not something like fantastic thing. It is not like we are Mahatma Gandhi born on October 2nd. We are ordinary people. We are just ordinary people. Let us not think that we are too great. If somebody says, oh, what do you think of yourself? I said, I'm a very ordinary person. Very ordinary person, but the situation made me great. The situation made me great. I'm very ordinary than like anybody else. You should bring up this idea with your children's mind. Look, my child, you are ordinary. Just because your father has money or I have money, you are not extraordinary. Money comes due to various reasons. Okay? And money, what you have, has a cost. That I made it to my children in a very young age. And when he was in Cornell, he wrote to me, and I have that email even today. He said, every mother looks after her child, but I'm proud my mother looks after someone's children. That's the best compliment I can think of. He got a scholarship. Then he got a scholarship, and he sent the very little money. He must have had 1 lakh rupee or something, not great money. He wrote to me, Amma, this money should be spent on my birthday to all those Jawans who died in a parliament attack in 2001. They died there so that we can live in free democratic India. It is not a big money. It is not a big money. But that idea of sharing wealth with somebody, idea of being sensitive someone is poor and they have a right to live, and making equality along with our own driver and cook, such ideas you have to initiate to your children. That is very important. Most of the time we don't do that because we think what others will think, what is the status. Suppose my neighbor comes, my cook is eating on the dining table, what they think of us. All those false values, all those tightened compartments we build around what people think. Let them think what they think. You cannot live on people's opinion. You have to live on your own opinion. And that you should understand to tell your children. Children will be, for many years, children will carry your values. Later, once they are married, their wife's value, once they are exposed to different values, that goes on changing. But to some extent, great extent, you can reflect it. Yes, please. TV. Put off, sell the TV. No TV at home. Or if you have TV and they're really fond of TV, as a dessert, 10 minutes. Okay, as a dessert. Okay, put it off. Second thing, you have to tell children why not TV. Because once I told some film actor that one, anything, I can give a sermon, 2 people will understand. I can write a book, 10 people will read. If I act in a movie, thousands of people will understand. That's the result. Dangal is very, very good social message because entire country celebrates the birth of a daughter now. So, what you see in television, children absorb it with a high density. Most of the serials, with all ornament, fake though maybe fake, lot of ornament, big sindoor, and actually I'm wondering who wears that kind at home. I've never seen somebody wearing. And that chakpaki ka sari, red color, pink border, pink color, black border. And I wonder how do they work at home with that kind of a sari, because even with salwar kameez, it's so hard to work at home. They must be having 10 cooks at home, I feel, when I look at that. They're all unrealistic. You have to tell children, beta, they will make money. To make that money, they will add all these spices. But in real life, no family lives like that. So, I went to somebody's house. It was about 15 years, 20 years back actually. That day it was a Draupadi Vastraparana was there. And my friend's daughter was getting married. So she said, Sudha, the marriage at 6 o'clock. I said, what, 6 in the morning? December 6 in Bangalore means temperature is 10 degrees, 12 degrees. Who will come for Muhurta? She said, the Pandit said, today the Draupadi Vastraparana, 9 o'clock is serial, and 6 o'clock is one Muhurta. Other Muhurta is at 9 o'clock, and I will not conduct your daughter's wedding. 6 o'clock was the wedding Muhurta. So, you should see TV, but to not an extent become addictive or its slave. It may be TV, it may not be TV. In general, slavery is bad. It could be for gutka, it could be for cigarette, it could be for alcohol. Because, my next book is going to come with alcohol anonymous work, how people become alcoholic, how women become alcoholic, how parents seeing that children become. So on that I'm writing an essay, and for that I'm working on with alcohol people now. What makes them? They say any addiction is bad. It may be too much work, too much movie, too much television, too much eating. Anything too much is bad. Don't think watching TV is bad. Anything too much is bad. Anything too much is very bad. And that you have to tell children. Look, even I like to see, but I'm not seeing because I feel it's a waste of time. It won't happen in one day. It takes some time. And then they appreciate. Now coming to iPhone, iPad. Okay? As a children, no, if they don't require, don't buy iPad. If they don't require, don't buy iPad. Don't give birthday gifts as iPad, iPhone, don't give. Tell me 10, 13 years why they require a phone. Give me one reason why do they require a phone. You want to call someone, call on the landline. Whom they can talk. You have to say that, why do you require a phone? Phone is meant for those people who are extremely busy, they have to communicate something. You are going to school-going child, why do you require it? So you say, I require phone only to talk when it is needed. You don't talk 2 hours on telephone to your mother, sister. You should not do that. I always tell, I will not talk to you for 2 hours. If I want to talk when children sleep, my sister is abroad, we want to talk sometime. When children sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, today morning also, that habit has continued with me. If I have to talk to my brother and sister who are abroad, 4 in the morning I will call before children get up. 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. to 4:30. Because I want to communicate, but I don't want my children to say, you talk to your mother and brother half an hour and you tell us not to talk to my friends. Children give you that kind of a reply because they see. First, you have to restrain and tell children anything too much is bad. It is not TV. It is not iPad. Any habit, if you go in deep, is always bad. Okay? That's the one way. Second thing is, you sit with them and start reading with them. Nothing like reading. Nothing like quiz. Okay? Or I will tell you half story, you continue. Or you tell me what happened in the class. Okay? And you have to keep a channel open, talking about your school, your teacher, and they may use saying that teacher was not good. Never ever encourage such things. No, teacher is always right. Maybe you have mistaken. Never ever tell child your teacher is wrong. If you feel, maybe you can talk to a teacher, but never do that in front of a child. No. Don't ever look down upon teaching job. A teacher is the most respected job I ever think compared to any job, because they are creating characters, and that's the greatest thing. Look at software people. What do we create? Only programs. Whereas a teacher creates that many characters. Don't ever look down upon that. I said, if a doctor makes a mistake, the patient will go 6 feet below the ground. If a magistrate makes a mistake, the person will be hung 6 feet above the ground. If a teacher makes a mistake, the entire batch is wiped out. And it is such a sacred job. Don't ever look down upon that.